resistors are connected in the form of a triangle. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. So like this they are connected. This is one terminal. This is another terminal. Like this connected. Okay, so all are equal resistors. This is R, 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 R. The terminals are given here. This is A, this is B, and this is F, this is C, this is D, and this is E. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so like this different points are given. Now what he is asking, calculate the current between these two terminals A and B. The current he is asking, calculate the current, how much current is there, he is asking. If you observe this, I am drawing the part of this one, CFD I am drawing, see how it is. C, I will take C, F and D. Okay, I will take C, F, D, I will take, and this is D, this is F, this is C, and also we have like this. Okay, R. Okay, this is one, this is one, this is one, and it is open loop again. A. Again I am taking this different part, C, E, D part I am taking. Now C, F, D I have drawn. No? Another part, what is there? C, E, D. C, E, D is there. C is connected where? Here. C. Instead of going this side, I am going this side, right? I am going to this side. This is C, and this is C to E, E to D again. Same, right? C to E and E to D, same. And again here it is open loop. Open loop B point. How does this look like now? This is looking like that, A point, B point, 4 resistors and one diagonal resistance. This is looking like I modified this given circuit into a Wheatstone bridge. This is looking like a Wheatstone bridge. Okay, Wheatstone bridge, right? So again in Wheatstone bridge, when the ratios are same, you take the ratio of R and R. R is 1:1. Again R is 1:1. So the ratios are same here. So there is no current flowing through this resistor. The current flowing through that resistor R diagonally C to D is 0. The current flowing from C to D is 0. So if current flowing from C to D is 0, then current will flow from C to E to B. How it will flow? Some A, F, C, E, B. How the current will flow now? A, F, C, E to B. In this direction, how the current will flow means, here R resistance is there, here R resistance is there. Suppose you have given a voltage supply of V between these two terminals. Suppose you have given voltage V, then current I is equal to V by R plus R. So total resistance across this one is R plus R, that is 2R resistance will be there. 2R resistance will be there across this length. Okay, so the current is flowing like this. Current starts from here and it's flowing like this. It will not go through this. It will not go through this. Right? As the bridge is balanced. So V by 2R. I is equal to V by 2R is a current flow. Right? So like this we can do the Wheatstone bridge problems like this. Okay. right? Next. Now one other type of Wheatstone bridge problem we shall see. In that the bridge is not balanced at all, right? If the bridge is not balanced, what to do? If the bridge is not balanced, what to do? That is a question now, right? So how that bridge is means, for example, I will show you. There is one Wheatstone bridge like this, 4 ohms, and is again connected to another 4 ohms. This is 4 ohms, and this is 3 ohms, and this is 1 ohm, and the current supplied, voltage is supplied across these two ends. Across these two ends the voltage is supplied, positive, negative. This is a C point, this is a D point, and it is shunted. A to B is shunted, right? Now the direction of flow of current from in A to B, in how the current is flowing in A to B, that is from A to, between the points A and B. Between the points A and B, what is the current flow? Here we have to find. Okay. So how to find, first of all, here whether the bridge is balanced. Here you can't say the current is 0. Why? Because 4/4 is 1:1 ratio. This is 1:3 ratio. So bridge is not balanced. Here the bridge is not balanced. Bridge is not balanced. So there is a flow of current. There is a flow of current in A to B. Okay. So how to find that one, whether the current is flowing or not? So what shall we do? First of all, we shall calculate, suppose V voltage is given, suppose V voltage is given, suppose if V voltage is given, then the current flowing through this is I, suppose the current is flowing through this one is I. So I is equal to V by, here total I am calculating from C to D, current I am calculating from C to D. So total current calculated from C to D is 8 ohms, because resistance is 4 plus 4 here. 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 ohms. That is C to D. C to D, current to C to D means the resistance C to D is 4 plus 4, 8 ohms. Similarly, I want to calculate the current flowing from C to D in this direction. That is, this is a CAD direction via A. Next, similarly, I want to find out the current flowing through C to D via B. It is V by 4. It is V by 4. Now, I want to calculate the voltage VC minus VA. I want to calculate VC minus VA voltage. I want to calculate. So current into IR only. No, V is equal to IR is our formula. No, Ohm's law, according to Ohm's law. So C to A, I want to find out the voltage difference. That is VC minus VA. So what is current C to D? V by 8. So V by 8 into how much resistance is there here? 4 ohms. 4 ones are 4 twos are. So this is V by 2 volts. VC minus VA is V by 2. We got. Similarly, we want VC minus VB. I want VC minus VB. So how much current is there in the VC minus VB form? How much current is there here? V by 4 current is flowing. V by 2 current is flowing along this. V by 2 current is flowing. V by 4 current. So V by 4 into how much resistance is there here? Here 1 ohm resistance is there. Here it is 1 ohm resistance. So 1 ohm resistance is 1. So that is equal to V by 4. Vc minus Vb is V by 4. Now I want to find out Va minus Vb. Va minus Vb I want to find out. So from this you have to subtract this. This one is subtracted this one. That is Vc minus Vb minus Vc minus Va. You have to subtract this. Minus Vc will get cancelled. Minus into minus it will plus. Va minus Vb you will get again. So Vc minus Vb how much here? V by 4 minus V by 2. That is equal to minus V by 4. You are getting negative. Va minus Vb you are getting negative. So the direction is not from Va to Vb. The direction is from Vb to Va. Okay. So the current flows from B to A. The current flows from B to A. Okay. Right. So like this we can calculate the direction of flow of current in a given circuit. Right. Next. Now what is the temperature and resistivity of semiconductor, relationship between temperature and resistivity of semiconductor. Okay, relation between resistivity, that is resistance, and temperature of a semiconductor. In a semiconductor, if temperature is increased, what happened to resistance? See, semiconductor I am taking, this is a PN junction diode. Okay, so whenever it is connected to a battery, what happens? The current will flow through this one, right? So whenever a current flows this one, what happen? In a p-type semiconductor you will have more positive charges. In n-type semiconductor you will have more negative charges. Okay, so you are giving current from positive charge you are giving. So positive will repel and it will force the positive charges to go into the negative charges, right? And here negative will repel and it will also force the negative charges to go into the positive charges. Negative charges go to positive side, positive charges go to negative charge. So what happen here? Ultimately there will be recombination of positive charges and negative charges. Okay, so when positive charges and negative charges get recombination, here what happen? The negative charges are again attracted by this positive charge. So excess negative charges will be coming into the positive charge and excess positive charge will be coming into the negative charge. During this process, if this temperature is increased, what happen? Electrons are given some energy. Electrons absorb this energy. This heat energy is absorbed by electrons. So electrons will jump into the, they will break the bonding atoms. They will break the bonding atoms and excess number of charges are produced and more current is supplied through the circuit. The circuit will will increases the flow of current, and the resistance decreases. Resistance decreases. Okay, so what happened? Temperature increases means resistance decreases. This is called as the negative coefficient of temperature. Negative coefficient of temperature. Who will have negative coefficient of temperature? Semiconductors will have negative coefficient of temperature. For semiconductors, resistance decreases with increase in temperature. The temperature is increased, resistance is decreased. That's why this is called as the negative coefficient of temperature of semiconductors. What are semiconductors? Silicon, germanium, okay, tellurium. So these are all comes under semiconductors. Okay, so like this is called as the relationship between resistance and temperature of a semiconductor. What is the relation means now? Negative temperature coefficient they will have. If you draw a graph between these two things, you will get like this. This is you take as a resistance, this you take as temperature. You take as temperature here. Okay, temperature, this is an x-axis, and resistance on y-axis. You will get a negative temperature coefficient. Like this graph you will get. Okay, this is the graph for the semiconductor versus, that is resistance of semiconductor versus temperature, right? Right. Okay, suppose here there is one more thing, that we are connecting the batteries in parallel and in series. So the question is, when a battery can provide maximum current from it. When a battery can provide maximum current in a circuit. Okay, this is the question. When a battery is connected in the circuit, like this, one battery is connected, so the light is glowing, okay, everything is fine, but the question is, this is the resistance we have given and this is the EMF of the battery. Now when connected this battery in the circuit, is it giving a maximum current or not? If it is not giving, when it can give maximum current? If it is giving, why it is giving maximum current at this point? That is the question. Okay. So when a battery can give the maximum current, now we shall find out. So when the battery can give maximum current means, suppose I am taking there are n number of batteries connected in series. There are n number of batteries connected in series. Suppose there this we are connecting n number of batteries, n batteries, that is E, 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 like this we are connecting n number of batteries in series. And again these batteries are taken m rows, n batteries in series, they are in series. Like these batteries we are connecting m rows, like these batteries we are taking m rows we are taking the batteries like this. Okay, n number of batteries we are connecting and we are taking m rows we are connecting n number of batteries, like this we are connecting. So n number of batteries m times we are connecting like this. Okay, the rows are 1, 2, 3, so on, m times, and series n times batteries we are connecting. And each battery is having resistance, internal resistance R is the internal resistance of each battery. For each battery the internal resistance is R. Okay, each battery is having internal resistance R. Now we have to calculate the maximum current, when it can discharge maximum current. In this case when the current flow will be maximum. Okay, so when it will be maximum means, first we have to calculate the total resistance we are calculating. Okay, so at any point the EMF will be the potential difference will be same, because they are connected in parallel. So in first row how much EMF is there, in second row same EMF, third row same EMF, it goes on, the EMF will be same. In first row the total EMF is N into E is the total EMF. So what about resistors? Resistors are connected in series. The resistors are connected in series. So total resistance in the first row is NR. In second row is NR. In third row is NR resistance. But the total effective resistance between A and B, how much it will be? We have to calculate the resistors in parallel. So the total resistance will be, the total effective resistance between N and B is, this is EMF total, this is E total. Total EMF is N into E. Why N into E means, in the first row how much resistance, how much EMF is there? In second row will be same continued when they are connected in parallels. But resistance when they are connected in parallel, what happen? The resistance decreases. So R effective is equal to N into R by M series. M series are there. So this resistance is divided by M times. So NR by M. Okay. Now again in parallel, in parallel with one more resistance will be connected, that is in series with these total things. So that is resistance is capital R, external resistance. This is called as external resistance. So total resistance is equal to NR by M plus R. This is the total resistance. This is the total EMF. Now calculate total current is equal to total EMF, that is N into E by total resistance is NR by M plus R. This is the total resistance. Total EMF by total resistance is total current. Okay, we got total current. Now you take LCM of this one. If you take LCM, what is there? M is the LCM. You will get NR plus MR. And this M is reciprocated. It goes to the numerator. So you will get I is equal to MNE by NR plus MR. Okay, right? So this is the thing we got. So this should be minimum. This value should be minimum to get this maximum value. To get this maximum value, this value should be minimum. So we get that NR must be equal to MR minus MR. Okay, so then what happen? This will be maximum. So from this what we'll get? R is equal to otherwise this total capital R is equal to NR by M. NR by M. NR by M. NR by M means what? NR by M is the total internal resistance of this circuit. Total internal resistance of this circuit. So if external resistance is equal to internal resistance, then current will be maximum. If external resistance is equal to internal resistance, then the current will be maximum. We arrived at a point that if external resistance is equal to the external resistance, whatever you connect in the circuit, is equal to the internal resistance, total internal resistance, then the current provided by the battery will be maximum. Okay, so this is the thing about it. Thank you. Bye.